All right, let's talk about media. Do you guys have easy opportunity to get TV and radio and stuff coming out to cover your events?
No.
Right, it's a little bit difficult in big cities. I mean, in Miami, it's like they don't even know we exist. We can do everything that they tell you in the manual about, you know, send a press release and put three little, you know, number signs at the bottom. That's how the professionals do it. I did all the stuff they tell you to do in JCs and marketing seminars, and I still can't get it. But I found this guy's book that is so brilliant. Jeff Crilley. You ever heard of him? He's from
Dallas,
I think.
He came out and talked to us, and
I think that I might have gotten it from when the Fort Worth. I used to be in contact with Fort Worth and you guys a little bit more, and I think that's how I got it, seeing it through your newsletter. You can order it online. This guy was a news reporter that covered the beat, and he tells you how to get people to come out and cover your event by thinking outside the box and doing something creative. And this goes into where we're going to talk about Rochester in a minute. Like, for instance, one lady opened up her own dog grooming business. She wanted to get media out there. She didn't really know how to do it, free marketing. So on St. Patty's Day, she decided that she was going to dye dogs green for St. Patty's Day. What a great thing for TV, all those little green dogs running around. And you got to think of the visual. For TV, they want a good visual, they want a good little tagline, and if you can make it easy for them, you give them in your press release the headline, the little tagline quote they can use, and then say, there's going to be green dogs running around all over the place. They'll be running out there with their cameras because you've already given them what to say, the headline for it, unless they think of something better, and the visual. And Rochester, tell a story of you doing something similar but with humans.
Oh yeah, we did a project called Go Green. It was to raise money for a local charity. But basically we set up a tent at the St. Patrick's Day parade, and we got a local salon to sponsor the green dog. And what we did was that after the first one, you know, you have a person walking around with green hair, and it was picked up by the media. But we had a radio station broadcasting from the tent, who was one of our co-sponsors, and we had a local newspaper, an alternative newspaper that let young professionals read in the area. They were announcing it all week. But I want to talk just really quickly about how we got those connections, which is really, really important. You know how he's telling you to go to places where young professionals hang out? Go to places where the media hangs out. That's how we built a rapport with the media. If you see a story and you know they're going to cover it, go there and meet them. I mean, it's really the simplest thing to do. Find out what is going on downtown and where the newspaper editor is going to be and talk to them. When they know you, they'll come to you first because they made that connection. And they don't think of it like you're using them. They think of it like, hey, I've got a connection to that story already, and they come to you. So do the same tactics you're using for young professionals. Do them with the media. And guess what? Most of the people in the media are young professionals and they're JCs.
That's my next point. I mean, it's right there. You guys are already knowing a lot of this stuff, and some of you are doing it. You should go out and get 2 people in radio, 2 people in newspaper, 2 people in TV to join your organization. And do it the same way we're getting other young professionals. Get them in there, because then you will have someone to go through. And if you don't want their station, you need somebody else, they can at least tell you how to do it. So that's a very good point, an important point. Jeff Crilley, by the way, is C-R-I-L-L-E-Y. It's like jeffcrilley.com, I think, is his website. And you can just order the book. It's got so many good things. For instance, timing is everything. So look for the slow news day. Day after Thanksgiving. Any day that the government is closed. When the government offices are closed, that cuts out like 2/3 of their stories. So they're always looking for news stories on those days. So think about national holidays and things when the government's going to be closed, and try to plan something on that day when you might be able to get them. That's one of his suggestions. Another thing, he also talks about who to call. Sometimes you might have a great story and you are calling the wrong person. You're calling the guy that's covering like international stories or the crime beat, rather than, like, he was assigned for a while to what they call like the lighter side stuff. Anything that's funny that gets a laugh out of people at night, that was him. So you got to find out who that person is at your Channel 4, Channel 6, and that's the person you call when you have a funny, fun story, like dyeing people's hair green. He also talks about, you know, the attention-grabbing headline, the quick explanation. If you do their work for them on the press release and give them the visual, you have a better chance of them running out there. What better TV show is there that absolutely demonstrates what the JCs do for the apprentice? We take young professionals, we make somebody a project manager, we give them a team or a committee, and we ask them to go out and run a project. And I was watching, the very first final, when I'm watching this, I'm like, one guy's running a golf tournament, and he's going up against another person that's putting on a concert. I was like, oh my gosh, I can think of 2 chapters that do those exact projects. This is us. So you can use that to say, you know, you guys watch Apprentice, everyone watches it or at least knows it, so say, this is what we do. We will teach you how to be a good project manager, how to deal, not with the type A personalities on the show, hopefully, in your chapter, but we will help you to show you how to do these big projects, and you won't get fired at the end of the day. No one's going to say you're fired. But there's one last thing that I want to talk about, and that is the getting people, how to approach people, because this is really important, and I don't cover it as well as I should in there. When you're trying to get a chairperson, when you're trying to get people on your board or whatever it is, so often I see people, tell me this is a common thing that you see. Okay, we have the Easter egg hunt coming up in 2 months, and we need a chairperson. Does anybody want to run the project?
Oh, man. All the time.
Right? And then everyone's like this out there. Don't look at me. Or they pretend they didn't even hear a left. What's going on over there? You know? So here's the way, this is the way that I found most successful for me to get project managers, CPG people, whatever, chairman. You go up to them and you say, hey, Jim, you know, I know you went to the Easter egg hunt last year. What did you think about the location, about where we had it? Well, what do you think about we could do to maybe raise some more money for it? I'll tell you. What do you think about how we could promote it better in our chapter or in the community? I'll tell you. What do you think about, you know, just the organization of it, how we ran it? They'll tell you. I'm running through the CPG questions, okay? I'm getting his input. At the end, now this is where the real turnaround comes in. You say, you know what? I really like your ideas. I really like where you're going with this and what we could do if we use your ideas. And I'll tell you what, if you'd be committed to helping these ideas happen, and there's anything me and my board can do to help support your ideas and make this a reality, we're in. We're in. Would you be willing to do that? Now, he's not always going to say yes, but if he says no, that's good. You know right away he's not going to do it, and you try somebody else. But if he says yes, then your next meeting you say, hey, everybody, I'm real excited because the Easter egg hunt's coming up, and Jim, I've been talking to him. He's got some incredible ideas. This is going to be one of the best Easter egg hunts we've ever had, and I'm just looking forward to see what Jim does with this thing. So you guys give him your support. He's got the support of the board, and everybody work with Jim to make this thing huge. Now Jim is committed because you just made everyone aware that Jim said he's committed, and it's Jim's ideas. Now it's not, please help me. It's, what can me and my board do to help you? Make your idea reality. It's a sense of ownership. It's the same reason why on a Saturday you guys are in here listening to me rather than being out at the festival where there's fireworks going to be happening, drinking beer, watching the World Cup. You got a sense of ownership. You have a sense of ownership in JCI. Make that happen in every single one of your members by approaching them that way, getting their input in the vision, their input in the project, or on the board, or where your chapter's going. If by using those words you can draw them in and they start to have that same sense of ownership, well, wow, now there's 3 people from Kalamazoo sitting here, instead of just like 1 person from the chapter that made the way here. Maybe next time 6 people or 10 people, right? That can happen. Could you do that? I mean, are you guys incapable of doing that method? Right. So try it. Any other questions or ideas that you want to throw out there? We're out of time, really.